was wondering when I'd get to see you, the infamous bright blade of Lazoria. Tell me, are you excited to see me here in your torture chamber? Do you enjoy having me bound and tied down before you? Nothing to say? You aren't gonna brag? Not gonna gloat? Still not talking, huh? How rude. Am I not worthy of your voice? Ah, and so you speak. What a shock. Here I was beginning to think that I'd be tortured using the silent treatment. I guess your wit hasn't dulled. But no, I'm not begging to hear you speak. Rather, I need you to communicate with me so we can hurry this process along, and I can be free of your presence once again. Yes, I am well aware that I'm captured and not escaping anytime soon. But dealing with you is a brutal type of torture on its own, so I should like you to leave as soon as possible. Oh, that's not going to be happening? What a shame. I hate for you to be around me for too long. It's a pain. What are you reaching for there? Did you bring me a gift? How sweet of you. Is that ale? I didn't think you were the type to drink on the job. What would your beloved sovereign think of such a brutish act? It's not ale? Mead, then. My question still stands. Well, if it's not some sort of alcohol, then what is it? A truth potion? I assume you plan to make me drink that ridiculous... Well, look at that. I never would have thought that you would have learned to play dirty, but here we are. I'd almost be proud if the circumstances weren't different. Ugh. I can't say that I'm not flattered you think so highly of my strength, that physical torture seems too weak. But given the situation, I think I'm not as flattered as I should be. I suppose I should ask, how long until this takes effect anyways? I should think that the effects aren't immediate. Only a minute then? And with a compulsion charm? You must have a very powerful mage behind it then. I hear these usually only begin to work after an hour. Oh, your mage recipe works through contact rather than through ingestion. Though ingestion will prolong the effects. Making me drink it was the easiest way to get the potion to work then? I see. Your mind is as sharp as ever, though I hate to admit it. I'll wipe that grin off your face. You have no reason to look so smug when you have known of my admiration of your mind since even before we went our separate ways. Don't flatter yourself so much. Just because I admire your wit doesn't mean I have anything else to admire for you. You think I admire you for more than just your wit? Of course I don't. How could I possibly admire you as a whole when I despise you for more than I praise you? Gods, but I hate you. There are no words in any language from now until the end of time that begin to explain how much I hate... Ah, how much I hate... Anyways, I've said enough. No need for me to continue on about emotions. After all, that's not why you're here, I'm sure. But what brings about the question of what does bring you here, I'm sure you've come to interrogate me on something, so what is it? If you're not sure that it's working, why don't you just ask me a few questions to see if I answer truthfully? I suppose I could answer truthfully of my own will to pretend that it's working, but if that's the case, you could ask me questions that I wouldn't want to answer truthfully. You're asking me which of us is the better swordsman? The better swordsman between the two of us? Of course that would be me. Fine. It's you. You're the better swordsman. Irrational fears? You of all people should know that I have no... God. Alright, yes. I have a fear of mirrors being able to watch me. But you already knew that. There's no need to bring it up again if you already know. Wait, you want to know who the first person that I told you that I loved was? A little confusing, but if that's the case, the first person who I ever told you that I loved was the blacksmith's apprentice. We were still young. I think I had only joined the Waywards a few months prior, and we had been passing through their village on our way to a bigger kingdom that had hired us. I remember thinking of how beautiful they looked when the fire's glow illuminated them, and I spoke of them to you that night. Yeah, that was the first person that I ever told you that I loved. Look, it's not as if I can lie. The potion works, as much as I loathe to say so. Can we just get on with it so we can be done with whatever business you have with me? No, I wasn't planning to make an attack on your kingdom. The only reason I was passing near the border of Lazaria was because I was attempting to travel to the Crovan Empire. Well, there's been a marriage, and I was gonna offer my well wishes to them, though I also had plans to offer a trade negotiation that would ease the strain on our kingdoms as winter approaches. If you remember, I offered the same deal to your sovereign, and I had decided to take a path closer to Lazaria to see if they were going to meet me near the kingdom's edge as I suggested. I had planned to discuss the details of the agreement, but apparently your crown ruler decided to have me captured instead. Let me just say, while your guards are plenty strong, having to listen to their chatter this entire time has been a form of torture on its own. What? What did I say that got you all so worked up? Who have I spoken to? What do you mean? Who have I spoken to in general? In the past month? In my letters? Oh, who I've spoken to in Lazaria. I still don't understand. Do you want to know everyone I've spoken to from your kingdom ever? The guards? Isn't the ones making sure I can't escape from this wretched room? The ones that taunt me for being stupid enough to get caught? Why would I speak to the guards? About our past? Oh, hells. You're worried I told them? You're scared I told all the people of Lazaria about how their beloved ruler and executioner, the infamous twice-dead crown and bright blade of Lazaria, used to be mercenaries? Worse yet, how they used to be waywards who were aligned with the leader of an enemy kingdom? None of them know, do they? No other soul in this kingdom has ever has even the slightest idea that you, your beloved sovereign, and I were once wandering blades together, bound to each other by blood and oath? None of them know, besides that same arrogant sovereign. These people just assumed you were wandering heroes, maybe even a part of their own army who overthrew their former tyrant and nobly rose up to fill their place? If your past is no source of shame, then why are you so worried about your people finding out? What? Now you're quiet? Has the cat got your tongue? Or is it that you know I'm right? Oh. I know that you're loyal to Lazaria over the oaths you made to the Waywards and myself. But your people don't know that, do they? They don't know that you broke all those oaths for this kingdom and the twice-dead crown. Hells, they probably don't even know about the Waywards disbanding. If anything, I bet that if they found out about who you were, they'd think you were planning to take down the kingdom from the inside. Imagine that. As a Wayward, you protected Lazaria's people from the corrupt crown. But now, as the right hand of the ruler, you both would be killed, should your people ever find out that you were part of that same band of mercenaries. How ironic. No good deed ever goes unpunished, as the saying goes. Perhaps it's karma, then, for what you've done to me. Believe me, I remember that we were once friends. But that was long ago. That may as well have been several lifetimes apart from where we stand now. I chose my path, and you chose the path that opposed mine. Now that our paths have led to this, I would say we're far from friends. Rather, I'd say we're enemies. You broke your vow and turned your back on me. I don't see how we could be anything besides enemies. I don't mean your oath to the Waywards. I couldn't care less about what we pledged in their name. They've been long dissolved for years now. None of us are bound to them anymore. I was talking about our oath. Our oath to always stay beside each other. You told me that you would never leave my side. For years, you told me that. And yet, the very moment the Twice Dead and I chose our different paths after the disbanding, you chose to join them. You didn't even hesitate. Why not me? I asked why you didn't choose me. It's the question I've been wanting to ask you every day since you and I turned our backs on each other and left for lives that weren't aligned with each other's. I ask myself that every morning. You chose them over me, and after everything, you left at their side rather than mine. And I just want to know why. I can't go on without knowing. There has to be a reason, and I need to know it. You trusted them more than me? After all of it? After everything? You trusted them more? Reckless? I've always been reckless. You know that. I thought it was something you liked about me. I thought you found it charming. My recklessness doesn't make for a good leader? Why not? Why can't a ruler be both benevolent and reckless? It can't be impossible. My people don't think so. I've been good to my people, and they've lived good lives under my rule. They've thrived with me as the head. I would never put my people's lives in danger. I've only ever done my best to keep them safe. Of course I have. I do everything I can to keep them safe. I protect the people I care about. Yes, I always protected you, didn't I? Yes, of course. Protecting you was something I was honored to do, even if you didn't need it. I'd still protect you if I could. Why? Why? Because I still care about you. I mean, no. I didn't mean that. I don't care about... Yes. I said that I care about you. Why do you think I care about you? I've always had feelings for you. They never even left. I mean, that I've always felt a certain way for you? I have since all those years ago. How could you possibly not know what I mean? I should think that given the truth potion, you should be able to figure it out. You have a clever enough mind to understand these tangled words of mine. Surely you must at least have a clue. Think then, bright blade. What drives us as humans? What tempts us from beyond our grasp? What keeps us reaching out and grabbing for what we can't have? What has sent millions of war, has caused the spill of blood and the loss of life? What makes the heart race and the mind wander? What makes us who we are? I suppose I can't blame you, can I? It's not as if you have any reason to suspect I'd have such emotions towards you. I don't know why it pains me that you can't see it. Love. It's love. I love you. I adore you to the point that it hurts to the core of my existence. My heart burns at each and every passing thought of you. My ears ring with the sound of your voice, even in my nightmares. Worse, yet in my dreams. The way your name is carved into my tongue haunts me, and each time I speak of you, it feels as if the wounds reopen, even deeper than before. My body and my mind are a combined force in their love for you, and I can only fall beneath their strength. You are the sole person who is in the possession of my heart, and there's no chance of reclaiming it. My heart is yours, and it has been since the moment our lives became intertwined, and I doubt that anyone, myself included, could ever pull it free. I love you as metal loves the flame. No matter how cold I may be, you can melt me and burn me down until I'm neither sword nor crown. But despite this power you have over me, I love you still. Nothing to say? No response to the painful secret I've held so close to my chest for years now? That only makes sense, I suppose. After all, how could you have known? It's been years. How could you have possibly known that when I begged you to join me, to stay by my side, that it wasn't just for your skill? It was never for your blade, nor for your axe or arrow. It was for your mind and soul and heart. Did you truly never realize that? Of course not. I was a fool to think so. Leave me. Your torture has been successful. You've weakened my mind and heart. I will talk, but not to you. Send another in your place. More than one if you feel it necessary. This potion still has its hold, so send them before it expires. I'll tell them whatever they wish. I can still feel your eyes on me, and I'll say it again. Leave. It's not as if I can hide anything anymore. There's no reason to. I'll tell them everything, no double meanings or tangled words. They'll receive the truth, and they'll receive it in whole. Please, just leave. My heart can't take this anymore, and it's too much. With you looking at me like that, I'll just... Please. I beg of you. Anyone else. And scene.